Hey everyone, I'm Jackie Buenteo with the Jacqueline B Group. I'm super excited because I am here with my friend Ashley, and we just decided to team up together and see how we can help potential home buyers and kind of just answer questions that most clients ask me. So here's Ashley. I'm going to have her introduce herself, and that way we can answer a few questions that we have jotted down.
Yes, hi everybody. My name is Ashley Pacheco. I am with Mortgage Financial Services, and I have been doing this for 5 years now. So it's kind of crazy to see how everything is kind of going down right now. So I'm really glad that we're meeting right now to address these questions that I'm hearing, and then, also I'm sure you guys are hearing and curious about.
Yeah, definitely. So, so Ashley, real quick, what kind of loans do you offer? I know a lot of people know about FHA and conventional, but do you offer different types of loans that people don't rarely know about?
So we do the traditional FHA, VA, conventional. We offer down payment assistance programs and also construction loans. So if you're wanting to build like a custom home, we can do a construction loan for you. So we can purchase the land and then, get the financing to build. We also do land loans, and then also I'm trying to think off the top of my head, but renovation loans is what I wanted to say. So if you currently have a home right now and you're wanting to just redo the kitchen, or we can do those kinds of loans also. Or if you find a home that's not, with all the bells and whistles on it, you can purchase the home and also get financing to kind of upgrade the home too. So we do renovation loans.
Oh, that's a good thing, especially everybody's kind of into the flipping and or kind of redoing their home because they've been seeing all these HGTV.
Yeah,
So I know that I get this
yeah,
asked
it's a
a lot.
great.
So I get this asked a lot. What is the difference between FHA and conventional? And I give them a short answer on far as like the down payment and, and of course, one's a government, one's more of a private. But is there more details about it that something that they need to know about? I know when they come to talk to you, they can kind of get more details about it.
Yeah, of course. So before all of, I know we're going to dive further into this, but before COVID kind of hit, um, the main difference was the guidelines. FHA, you can do a loan at a 580 versus conventional, you had to have a 620 and above. So that was, a big difference also. But mostly in the payment, the mortgage insurance is a big thing that is different. Mortgage insurance on FHA is like a set flat percentage that you pay monthly, and also you do owe upfront mortgage insurance. You have to pay that upfront. Conventional, you also have mortgage insurance if you don't put 20% down. But it kind of, that payment goes based off of your FICOs, your debt to income ratio. So that mortgage insurance is actually different than FHA. So those are really the big things. As far as guidelines, it's a little bit, FHA is a little bit more forgiving if you have, more debt than somebody else, because your debt to income ratio can actually be a little bit higher than just doing, regular conventional. So FHA, I could go up to a 54, 56. Conventional, you want to stay below 46.
Perfect.
So those are the biggest difference, really.
And we say your debt to income ratio, which, like I said, that's what I kind of tell my clients. We're just kind of trying to figure out how much you have and then how much you're paying monthly, because we don't want to put you in a home that you cannot afford.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
So I know you mentioned down payment assistance. Do you think that with what's going on with COVID-19, that the down payment assistance is going to be a little stricter, a little harder to get?
Yeah, honestly, all loan programs are going to be strict, and the guidelines are tightening up on across the board. It doesn't matter what loan program. They're all going to be, guidelines are going to be tougher. But down payment assistance, we are still doing down payment assistance. Mortgage Financial Services is still doing down payment assistance. There are other lenders out there that are not, and it's only simply because the risk is a tends to be a little bit higher.
Mhm.
So they don't have investors to actually purchase that down payment assistance. Some investors have actually pulled out and are not offering down payment assistance, and that's why you're seeing that. But mortgage financial services, we still do have investors that will purchase down payment assistance. So it's still possible.
So how does one qualify for down payment assistance? Because I know I've had a few clients that they're like, well, we tried getting it and they just weren't lucky enough to, I mean, I guess qualify or, you know.
Yeah, yeah. So it's pretty much the same as any program. We still have to, you can go down payment assistance using FHA conventional. So you basically have to follow the guidelines of whatever loan program that you're going to do, and it just ties into down payment assistance. So you still have to fit the guidelines of, an FHA or conventional. VA even offers down payment assistance. So that way you can get that closing costs paid for, because VA, you don't have to come up with any down payment, but you have closing costs associated with it. So you can combine down payment assistance with VA to, not have to come up with anything. So it's pretty much the same guidelines. You know, it's still, FHA, if it's under 56, that's okay. But with COVID going on right now, those guidelines have kind of changed a little bit.
Yeah. Now I know some people have been. I know, especially now, they're a lot more worried about their credit. I mean, I sometimes get a lot of buyers who are credit challenged, and my goal is to kind of help them overcome that so they're able to qualify for a loan. Do y'all offer any type of programs or any type of resources to help them build their credit or reestablish their credit?
Yeah, of course. So yes, especially right now, this is like the biggest time that I am trying to keep everybody in my pipeline and kind of help everybody get to that stage, because right now the minimum FICO score is a 640. And that's across FHA, conventional, and that's actually lower right now. I know some companies are going up to a 700. I know that Chase just announced that this past weekend, but some are still 660. But yeah, so ultimately right now, yeah, we're trying to fine tune, how to keep everybody on track to get their, FICOs up. But yeah, so once we run your credit, we can run simulators to see what moves you can make to increase your scores. And if it's like a drastic change that needs to happen, we'll introduce you to credit repair, a specialist that solely focuses on that credit. Because if it's something like you have multiple collections or issues with student debt, or have a bunch of late payments on there and you can get them deleted and it can benefit you, then yeah, we'll go that route. But ultimately, I really try to keep everybody in-house, working with me, working with you. That way it doesn't cost you anything, and it kind of happens a little bit more quicker too.
Yeah, especially with student led, people like in our generation, they're coming out saying, "I have so much student loans," and they just kind of need that, I guess, that road to help them reestablish and kind of get that taken care of.
Yeah, yeah. And the student loans too, I like to get opinion from, the credit experts to see if maybe they'd be good for, consolidation. If they can consolidate all their student debts and kind of get a lower monthly payment on that, because it can, rack up having to pay multiple
Yeah,
different, yeah. So, but yeah, no, so there are options and programs.
perfect. Now, so what are credits interest rates at this moment? I know a lot of people are kind of freaking out whether they should refinance or even apply for a mortgage. I know, like I said, I think a lot of people have more fear in just even giving you the information and making those steps to purchasing a home.
Yeah, so interest rates, they're still historically low. Like, they are. I mean, you can expect low fours, mid fours. Depends on your FICOs,
Of course,
your debt to income ratio, the loan amount, so everything like that. It depends on that. But your interest rate is not going to be horrible. It's the interest rates right now are not crazy. Last week, that was a different story. But the trend right now is they're kind of maintaining low. And honestly, after all of this is said and done, when people start getting back to work, from this time off, they're predicting that interest rates should go lower also after all of this is said and done. Um, you know, it's hard to predict, but right now the interest rates are not,
Crazy, I know.
scary.
A lot of people are like, no, no, we can't buy right now. But it's something that I just wanted to share that, okay, we can apply, we can kind of start getting you in the
You can, yeah. Yeah, the people that I would say that should maybe hold off is only if you're worried about your job, worried about your income, because you don't need to be worried about qualifying. You know, what is going to be your next move is what you need to be worried about, honestly. But people don't really need to be worried about qualifying for the loan because ultimately, if it's that we need to increase your scores, we're going to be along the way with you guys to increase those scores to get you to where you need to be. But yeah, and if you need to pay off some debt to get your debt to income ratios down, that's what me and you are here for, is to kind of get them a game plan to get there. So I don't think that people should be scared off from applying for a home right now. Yes, the guidelines are tighter, but that's what I'm here to educate you on and to basically kind of show you why, or, and then get you on the game plan to get into a home.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So,
Now, is there any other information that people need to know that way once we're able to kind I guess start making moves and getting over this whole little scare that we've had going on that they need to know about? Like, do they have to have anything at hand, like for example, their taxes, check stubs and whatnot, just to be better
yeah, I mean,
prepared?
yeah, yeah. I mean, if you're trying to apply for a home loan right now, I would just say be patient is my biggest thing that I can tell anybody right now, only because at this time, everything is kind of taking a little bit longer, such as like appraisal orders are kind of backed up because a month ago now, interest rates completely dropped.
Yeah.
And so our market got so saturated with refinances. So everybody was so busy. And so that business is still coming along our pipelines right now. So, and not just our pipeline as lenders, title companies, appraisers, inspectors. So things like that, people, they're super busy right now. So I think maybe right now is, just take into consideration that everything could take a little bit longer just because of that. But ultimately, yes, if you're wanting to purchase a home, it's an okay time to do that. Like it's no different really. As long as you know that you're secure in your job and you're not worried and, you know,
Yeah, the
but
time
yeah,
for you.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah. But y'all know y'all situation. So
And that's the thing that I know a lot of people are even afraid to even list their homes once this is over, or even right now, because they're thinking no one's going to get qualified to purchase a home. And that's something that I've been telling my sellers, like it's okay to start listing and start kind of getting your home exposed, so that way when we are
yeah.
out of this scare of quarantine, we can, I mean, these
Yeah.
buyers that have already been pre-qualified, pre-approved, we can go in and see their homes.
Pre-approved. Yeah. And that's what I was going to say too is, for your sellers, they shouldn't be scared to list their home because they're not going to have a qualified buyer. If a buyer comes to you and wants to put in an offer on your home and they see that pre-approval, like you see a pre-approval, you guys as agents, the listing agent, the buyer's agent, y'all are going to call that lender to make sure that that buyer is still qualified, still meets the guidelines. So the agents are still doing the due diligence on the, seller's part to make sure that that buyer is still qualified. So yeah, the guidelines have changed, but that pre-approval is still valid. you know Hopefully that lender has, still checked up on their file, made sure that everything still qualifies. And that's, what you're there to do also, to help with and call that lender. So,
Yeah,
yeah.
definitely. Well, like I said, I just kind of wanted to give just do a quick video with you and conference you in. I know this is our new way of communicating, and I know you're still doing business via Zoom, and that way, if people have questions, they can contact you. You can set something up with them. So
Yeah.
Like I said, guys, we just wanted to team up together, share a little bit of information, not to get so worried about just putting in your application and having Ashley take a peek on what's going on behind the scenes of your credit. And that way, once we're out of quarantine, we're still able to just get ready, just be prepared and be ready to start looking at homes. I know many of us are just wanting to stay home, which I highly, highly advise stay home. So I will be dropping my contact info in our comments and as well at the end of this video. And Ashley will go ahead and drop her contact info and her website so you can directly send your information to her. And she'll be able to kind of just start getting everything ready while she contacts you to get more information. Is
Yeah.
there more information, Ashley, that we should share about to potential home buyers?
I'm thinking maybe just because you're saying, to apply and, that our contact info is going to be on there, I would definitely get together like your pay stubs, your tax returns, your W-2s, bank statements whenever you apply. So that way you can get a pre-approval, have all of your documents vetted by a loan officer versus just getting pre-qualified. Because a pre-qualification right now is basically just a bank pulling your credit score and saying, yeah, you meet the minimum, credit score guideline, basically. So I would definitely shoot to get a pre-approval right now versus the pre-qual.
Yeah.
So,
And that's another thing. There is a difference between being pre-qualified and pre-approved, right?
yeah, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So, like I said, guys, we just wanted to make this quick video just to kind of share our information, our knowledge on what's going on in the real estate market. Yes, times are scary, but as far as buying and selling, it's still a good time, and it's especially still a good time to contact Ashley and see where you're at. Not only just to get a loan, but also if you have any questions about refinancing your home, because that's
Yeah,
a good time as well.
yeah, for sure. Yeah,
All right, Ashley. Well, thank you so much for taking time to just sit down and chat with me, even though it's via Zoom.
yeah, I know. I really appreciate it.
But like I said, we'll be dropping our information here as well as our business pages. So if y'all have any questions, y'all feel free to send us a message via social media, text message, or email. We are on standby. I mean, we're home
Yeah,
working.
yeah, exactly.
You have a good day, Ashley, and I
All
will
right.
definitely reach out to you if we have any more questions or if someone reaches out to me with a lender info.
Yeah, for sure. All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you.